This guy is financially racist because he tried to financially and legally kill me. He's a bad guy, and let me just say, if you ever get a letter from Bill Joyner and he says, hey, do you want some easy money? Don't worry about your credit. Run the other way. Don't call him back. Stay away. Don't take his money because he'll try to take your home. That's what I'd recommend. That's who Bill Joyner is.
Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
Hey, good, Andrew. How are you?
Good to see you.
Hey, you too. Good to see you. Greetings.
So for those who don't know, where are we and what are we doing today?
We're in Orange, California. We're in front of Planned Parenthood, and we're here to save the babies. Not enough people know what's going on. 3,000 babies in the United States are murdered and aborted every day. And I don't know if you saw the sign over here. Did you get a picture of the sign here where they're selling the baby parts? My understanding is they'll actually rip off the head and then start taking the organs off one at a time so they can then sell them and make money. So that's what this is all about. It's demonic. Save the babies! Save the kids! Save my house from Bill Joyner! God bless America! Don't tread on me! Don't even think about it! Don't even think about it! I got First Amendment rights, and I got Second Amendment rights. Boom! And don't forget it! Don't tread on me! Nobody! I'm ready to die for my country or the Lord any day. Any day. Bring it on! Bring it on!
Hold on here. This brownish Corolla there, you see the two black, the next one, it looks like might be one I'm praying for right now as we speak. I think that they did sex for joy, and then they don't think that their career will take them that way, though. But it looks like the boyfriend is bringing the girlfriend here, so let's see what we can do with this gray Corolla. They still haven't got out yet, and I'm praying that they may see the truth, and the truth will set them free.
What the heck is going on here at Planned Parenthood? I've heard some crazy things. Let's find out.
Hey there, right here.
Howdy. Hi. I understand you guys sell baby parts? Do you guys sell baby parts? I wanted to find out if you guys sell baby parts, what baby parts you sell and how much they are.
Excuse me, sir, can you please put a mask on?
Who qualifies to buy baby parts? Do I have to have a card? Do I have to take the vaccine? Who gets to buy baby parts? Because I understand there's a lot of money to be made in this industry. I just want to know how it works. Are you selling baby parts, yes or no? Do you sell baby parts, yes or no? They wouldn't tell me. They said I'm on private property.
Right now, you guys need to get off our property right now.
We'll leave, that's fine. But are you selling baby parts, and how much? How much are baby parts? How much? How much are the baby parts? It's hard to get answers. It's hard to get answers. You know, they want to know everything about us. They want to control us, but they don't want to tell us anything. I think it has something to do with the truth about what really the fuck is going on here. They're all about money. We talked about that. They know it's all about money, and they wouldn't give me a price list. And they're hiding behind the doors. They're hiding behind the damn doors here. Just like Bill Joyner hides behind a P.O. box. Just like he hides behind the gates of Shady Canyon. That's a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. Bunch of cowards. Cowards! 2924G subsection A, 2924G subsection D, 2924.17, 2924.19 subsection B and D, California Penal Code section 115 regarding filing a false document, sections 118 and 125 regarding perjury, section 132 regarding knowingly present false written evidence. William Joyner, as president of Dove Canyon Holdings, he is a complete financial and legal bully, as he has tried to destroy me and has destroyed me and my family financially and legally in the preparation and submission of knowingly false, misleading, and fraudulent documents in his efforts to steal our home and devastate our family.
My name is Andrew Callaghan, and this is a documentary about a guy named Kelly Johnson.
Kelly J. Patriot, SoCal Kelly here. Kelly J. 2A. My fingers are messed up, kind of like that. Kelly J. 2A. God bless America.
An outspoken patriot who hates the Democrat Party.
It's demonic people who kill the kids.
But not as much as he hates a man named Bill Joyner.
Bill Joyner!
Who you don't know about yet, but you're gonna learn a lot about later.
Bill Joyner stole my home. It's all right here, but nobody cares. There's a guy that lives over here that rips people off financially. I didn't know if you knew about him. He's a financial predator and a domestic terrorist.
So I first met Kelly back on April 11th, 2021.
They assassinated Kobe Bryant. They whacked him.
The year before, 2020, if you can remember, was a hellish time for America in many ways.
Everyone feel like that. Everybody feel like that.
I would rather die than wear a mask.
And I just spent 4 months following Trump's campaign trail across the country, filming for my directorial debut that would later end up on HBO. It was called This Place Rules, but the initial title was supposed to be called America Shits Itself, which I far preferred. During that 3-month period, we filmed an insane amount of stuff, like an Antifa soccer game in Seattle.
I just gotta go on anti-fascist goal. I gotta fucking go. Antifa! Antifa!
A series of daily wake-up shots in the RV that began with a probe lens emerging from my tonsils, and almost used Killer Mike as a recurring voice of reason to make sense of the political chaos unfolding in the streets.
The truth of the matter is, it's being made into theater by media. It's good TV. They get ratings, they get more money.
As far as capturing the craziness of that time, I think that America Shits Itself did its job.
Fuck Antifa. Are you a Jew?
Buttholes!
But I was still disappointed for a couple reasons. Mainly because I didn't feel like I'd gotten any closer to answering the why question that I was actually curious about. Why did the framework created by QAnon and Trump propaganda cause an innumerable amount of people to jump headfirst down the rabbit hole, endangering their safety, lives, and freedom?
Dominic Pizzola shouted, "Trump won," in the courtroom.
But I'm a firm believer that most people actually think they're doing the right thing and see themselves as logical, discerning people in general. So I was curious about, outside of politics, what economic and social factors caused them to become so susceptible to brainwashing in the first place. Unfortunately, I felt like America Shits Itself didn't actually come that close to answering that question. Not to mention, the experience of actually making the movie the year after was its own, nightmare. The executive producers of that film, one of them in particular, was deeply concerned about being under fire by his demographic for platforming problematic ideologies, particularly Alex Jones. And so they wouldn't move the film forward until I recorded this insanely cringy, high horse director's chair monologue, where the producers fed me lines to make the movie studio safe. The companies like Facebook and Twitter, they're private companies. I think they have a right to do whatever they want. What did I say? That's really embarrassing. So that sucked, and then also they made me record these super cringy Jimmy Kimmel style Orange Man jokes. I think one of them was, I went to a Trump rally and all I got was COVID-19. I actually had to say that. I don't think I need to say any of that. So, between kind of being just fatigued by talking to 5,000 Trump supporters in 2 months, and then coming to LA right after and having to record this monologue that made me sound like somebody I wasn't, I definitely, for multiple reasons, wanted to step away from politics pretty much for good, or until the next election. So, I pivoted toward punk rockers.
I'm about to take this balloon to the fucking neck and that's it.
Spring breakers.
My name is Justin. I like big booty Latinas.
Local gang members.
You gotta drink water, Kev, before you drink. It's not rocket science, motherfucker.
And NASCAR fans.
Kyle Busch said that he liked Daytona better than Talladega, so if you're from around here, dude, you gotta fucking hate Kyle Busch, dude. Fuck Kyle Busch.
Hoping to never see a MAGA hat or an Antifa flag ever again. But then in mid-April 2021, I opened my phone and I hear about something happening called a White Lives Matter rally. And I was like, what the fuck, where's this happening at? Huntington Beach, California, only 45 minutes from LA.
These are the, quote, White Lives Do Matter flyers that Huntington Beach police have said they received a report about from at least one neighborhood.
It was such a drastic event, at least it looked that way. So I felt like I had to go at least see what would happen. To be honest, upon my arrival, I expected to at least see 5 to 10 angry whites.
Always keep this as wide as possible, too.
But instead, there was no whites. There was mostly about 500 protesters from the local BLM chapter who showed up an hour and a half before the call time to form a standing army to resist the Klansmen.
Oh, what up?
What's up, man?
All gas and brakes.
What's cracking? What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
We're chilling.
It's good to see y'all out here.
So for those who don't know, where are we at right now, man?
We're at Huntington Beach.
Why are we here?
Because White Lives Matter wanted to show up in the KKK. Whoever the fuck shows up and support it out, we're kicking them the fuck out of here. No cops, no KKK, no fascist USA.
Yeah, we're live here at Huntington Beach, California. Huntington Beach Pier. There's supposed to be a White Lives Matter rally at 1 p.m. It's about 11:45, and the counter protest is here. What else should I say?
Channel 5.
Oh yeah, you're watching Channel 5 News. Huntington Beach Pier in Huntington Beach, California. It seems like nowadays all you see on TV is Black Lives Matter this, Black Lives Matter that. But you know what you don't hear every day? White Lives Matter. Find out why.
Fuck white supremacy.
Racist lives don't matter.
I think it's inappropriate to say white lives matter simply because we have all the power. Look, I'm white,
If they start shooting, get behind me. # white privilege.
If who starts shooting?
The cops. You need to be prepared to put your white body in between yourself and people of color and danger. So you just have to be willing to do that.
Fuck racism, fuck Nazis, fuck all that shit. You can't make them fucking feel comfortable here. You gotta make them feel uncomfortable as fucking possible. That's what we're here for.
Hit the far right with the feminist left. Hit the far right with the feminist left. Radical women.
Despite the fighting words of these counter-protesters, the only people there that could be remotely mistaken for white supremacists were confused local Republican guys.
I just came down there to relax. I come here every Sunday, and I don't own a plantation, and the blacks aren't picking cotton. I see it firsthand.
See what?
That there's no racism.
How?
I have Mexican friends, white friends, of course. I have black friends. We smoke cigars together, even down here. And I work with Latino guys, fabulous workers. El Salvadorian guys, they're the hardest workers I ever saw. There's no racism. Overblown.
To be honest, the entire thing kind of seemed like a sham. Maybe an FBI honeypot to identify white nationalists. It's hard to say, but regardless, I was ready to go. But then, from the corner of my eye, I could make out a black BMW with an extremely determined looking driver heading straight to the event. At the time, it was just a car, but this car would soon to become known to me as the MPU.
So this is the mobile protest unit. We call it the MPU. This is the MPU. Just to show you, I don't do death, taxes, or registration. Everything is in there for a reason. He's got a gun! He's got a gun! Oh, but wait, it's just a staple gun. It's got a little be nice to me stick. You know, just got a little auxiliary hammer. Hammer time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just a little hook stick here in case you need a little something, probably a little something here. Get down, Willie Brown says Kamala. They're trying to shut me down. Got another one that I wear on my neck sometimes. So you're walking down the street. Minding your own business. Somebody says, hey, you look weird. What's wrong with you? So, what's wrong with me? What are you talking about? I support kids. Are you a girl? You're wearing a purse. Hey, I'm just trying to pass by. Hey, your name's Kelly. That's a girl's name. And so in that regard, there is the Second Amendment, and right here, and right here, and right here. So just don't forget that. Don't forget that. God bless America. Once again, I come in peace. What? Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America.
The moment that I saw the MPU, my journalistic spidey senses began firing, so I followed the car across the street, where it parked in front of the Hurley store.
You got this? Rolling? Yep. All right, cool.
This was my first time meeting Kelly J, 2A, SoCal Patriot.
And how's it going, you guys? You guys here for the event?
I love the Lord. I love our country. President Trump was trying to protect our country, protect our people. Heads up here. This whole thing with the virus, with BLM, with Antifa, that was to hurt President Trump. And the reason that President Trump wasn't back by January 20th, the reason he hasn't been back yet, is because he didn't want to have civil war. He cares about the people. I think you know where I was on January 6th.
Where were you?
I think you know where I was on January 6th. The deep state is trying to control the people. They control the banking. They control the countries. They control the Vatican. They assassinated Kobe Bryant. How many people know that? They assassinated Kobe Bryant. They tried to kill Tiger Woods in that car accident recently.
Why?
The Kobe Bryant deal is that he had dirt on the Clintons, and he was getting ready to go into the witness protection program, and they whacked him.
But many people are asking why the chopper was flying in dense fog, especially since other choppers had been grounded.
I care about our country. I want people to know what's going on.
What's going on is a White Lives Matter rally.
Is that what's going on? Yeah. Oh, okay. I had no idea what was going on. I heard that there was a BLM thing going on, and with that usually comes Antifa. And I'm kind of anti-Antifa. It's demonic people who that kill the kids, drink their blood, probably eat them too. I mean, that's what they haven't put this out, because when that happens, people won't be able to believe it. But that's the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Given that I just interviewed probably 4,000 people for America Shits Itself with the exact same talking points as Kelly, bar for bar, in all likelihood, I probably would have cut it short had I not asked one question.
What's the most painful piece of truth that's hurt you?
Guy stealing my home. Guy stealing my home. Guy stealing my home. He falsified a trustee's deed to himself with 7 false representations on it and stole my home to take about $600,000 in equity down in Laguna Hills and Nellie Gale Ranch. His name's Bill Joyner. He lives in Shady Canyon. and he's demonic also. He destroyed my family, destroyed my 25-year business, separated and devastated my family. So that answers your question.
This dude sounds like he sucks.
I don't think he's a good guy. In my opinion, he's a bad guy, and he's hurt a lot of people. But then again, look what the Democrats are doing to others.
In Kelly's answer, the why that I talked about, which I tried and failed to answer for the HBO project, seemed to sort of present itself on a silver platter, in the way that he so casually connected a tragic, personal situation in his life to a grander spiritual war between good and evil in the country. I had so many more questions for Kelly, but before I could even get a word out, he was on the move, with 4 flags in hand, approaching a bloodthirsty army of hostiles. He had this genuine look of terror and bewilderment as he approached the corner, and probably for good reason. 30 seconds later, he was swarmed.
Nazis go home! Nazis go home!
All lives matter. All lives matter. This flag is for the 3,000 aborted babies that happen every day. Why do they talk about all the people getting killed in Chicago every weekend? Do they care about that? All the black people getting killed in Chicago?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. Fuck you.
Will, you stupid bitch.
Fuck your life. I hope you fucking die, homie, straight up. Fuck everything you represent.
Look for the truth and keep the faith, bro. Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons.
Fuck!
You can see at least 2 men carrying Trump 2020 flags and one going head-to-head with protesters who surround him and rip his flag down.
Give me my hat, bro! Give me my hat!
Hey man, can you just give us an overview of what happened?
I got attacked. Someone took my hat, someone took my flags, and they just try to cancel you. If they don't like your position, they just attack you and try to cancel you.
Attack you and try to cancel you. Attack you and try to cancel you. Attack you and try to cancel you.
No fascists on our fucking street! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! That's right!
What's up?
What's up? Hey, I like your show, bro. I'm good.
I left Huntington Beach that day with a lot of things on my mind, but mainly I couldn't stop thinking about Kelly, and more importantly, his arch nemesis, Bill.
His name's Bill Joyner.
I wanted to learn as much as I possibly could about the collapse of Kelly's career, life, and family, and figure out how and when exactly that collapse coincided with politics. This all connected to a theory that I've had for a long time about how exactly people jump down the rabbit hole. For the purposes of this movie, I'm gonna name it Andrew's radicalization theory, because I'm Andrew, and this is my radicalization theory. The leading experts among those who study cults and radicalization often point to undercurrents of hatred, echo chambers of misinformation, and grifters selling t-shirts online with provocative slogans when dissecting and diagnosing the transformation of an otherwise normal person into a radicalized individual.
I mean, all the empirical evidence overwhelmingly suggests that there's an enormous 200-foot ice wall holding the oceans in level and flat.
How do you stand on Hitler?
But I believe the true catalyst, without fault, is a deep personal tragedy, or some kind of negative canon event in someone's personal life that ultimately collapses their support system, depriving them of their 3 core needs, which I believe are security, significance, and connection. Security asks the question, am I safe, be it from physical danger, or safe from suffering, from heartbreak or hunger? Significance asks, do I matter? Oftentimes that can be mattering to your community, like if you're running a soup kitchen or something. But more often it's fulfilled through work and contribution and output.
We don't have to go to work on Monday. We get to go to work on Monday.
Get it, baby, let's go!
Let's go. Let the heavy hitters know.
3rd core need is something that you can't buy. Connection, which in my eyes is the most essential human need. Connection asks a plain and simple question, which is, am I loved for who I am? This is typically fulfilled through romance, family ties, social bonds like brotherhood and camaraderie.
One thing I've noticed in the field, especially with teenagers and young adults, is that the absence of core need fulfillment causes them to engage in attention-seeking criminal behavior to fill the void.
But with adults, like Kelly for example, these 3 core needs collapsing after they've already had maybe 20, 30, 40 years of all them being fulfilled causes them to develop a vengeful, nihilistic, self-victimizing worldview as an overwhelmed trauma response, often leading them straight into politics, specifically reactionary politics. That's because I believe that in the fight or flight state that happens after a traumatic event, people are the most susceptible to being brainwashed by politicized media, as it feeds on their anger and bewilderment.
We have videos of firefighters using women's purses to try and put out the fires. And they have intentionally tried to drive out all of the white people from the firefighting force in Los Angeles.
It's biblical.
and it's a message.
There's a ton of examples of this, but this movie's about Kelly, so I want to stay focused. In Kelly's story about Bill and his home being taken, which caused the collapse of his family and business, I saw a chance to finally tackle the why, and to prove my theory about the connection between collapsed unmet needs and conservative political psychosis. So I found Kelly on Facebook and set up a secondary interview at a motel in Orange County to get some more information.
Hey, we are in Huntington Beach, California at the Shorebreak Hotel, and and my prediction is that Donald Trump will be back over the next several months with possibly some military intervention. In the meantime, I believe President Trump will be coming back once these audits start rolling out, when people can see the truth. Part of the problem is this false narrative.
So what happened at the rally after we left?
I went right back to the same corner where I just got attacked. So I'm standing there, some big burly cop all of a sudden grabs my left arm and says, "You're arrested."
Officers eventually confiscate the man's flag and take him into custody.
And manhandled me, getting me into the back of an SUV that had metal seats, and they put me at an angle uncomfortable, destroying my wrists. I asked them to loosen the handcuffs, and they expressly told me they aren't meant to be comfortable. And I was arrested for the first time in my life after being an attorney for about 30 years. They wrote me up for having a dangerous weapon at a public event. That was not a weapon, that was obviously a flagpole, and it was in the air.
I later learned that dangerous weapon in question is referred to as the four-banger, Kelly's battle staff that he brings everywhere he goes.
What this is a four-banger. Four-banger is 4 flags on 1 pole. Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Being that I wasn't there for the actual arrest, I asked him if we could recreate the scene.
All lives matter.
Okay, you're arrested.
Oh my God, for what?
I was just blown away. He didn't say anything.
No, let's act it out like it's happening. Let's start from the top.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons.
Come here, Nazi, you're going to Guantanamo.
Oh my gosh, what did I do? Am I getting canceled?
The Democrats don't like you, they're gonna cancel you.
Oh man.
So one thing that we talked about during our interview is you mentioned that you had your home stolen by a shady real estate agent named Bill Joyner.
He falsified a trustee's deed to himself with 7 false representations on it.
And he had a piece of paper that he prepared saying that he owned my home, and it was a false document, and he used that to steal my home.
As a lifelong renter, I had no idea what the hell Kelly was talking about. So I set us up in the bathroom to get down to the nitty-gritty of what really happened.
So going back to the very beginning, how did this all start?
Sometime in late October, early November 2006, I received the unsolicited letter from the Joyner Group saying, hey, we've got a family trust, we've got some money available, easy loans, don't have to worry about all the formalities that the banks and the typical lenders have, and they'll loan money. They've loaned money in my area, which is Laguna Hills, Nellie Gale Ranch. I had a lot of debt. I had a law office, I had a home. So a traditional bank loan would maybe be difficult to get. So this was a way for me to get some funding.
You have a family, right?
Yeah, 3 kids, Kyle, Kaylee, and Sydney. Figured I'd check. I followed up. It seemed like, easy money. It seemed like I would qualify.
So this letter says I can give you between $35,000 and $3 million after only just a 5-minute phone call. How much did you ask for initially?
$100,000.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that this was through 2008, 2009, 10, the worst financial crisis our country's had since the Great Depression. So this guy knew that was occurring, and I was, I think, 4 months late with him. 4 times 15, it was about $6,000. That's when Bill Joyner filed a notice of default on a $1.5 million plus value home. And thereafter, on February 1st of 2017, all of a sudden there were 8 officers and 6 squad cars. They came knocking on our door. They took us out at gunpoint. And I had on flip-flops, I had shorts and a t-shirt, and they wouldn't let me go back into the home and get anything else.
Kelly says that in their hands, Orange County sheriffs had a signed document that said his home now belonged to Bill Joyner.
Through this document, he stole my home.
What Kelly continuously refers to as a theft was actually just a foreclosure, of which there was over $12 million after the Great Recession in 2008.
It was one of the most profound events in generations, with huge consequences for the American economy and households throughout the country.
It was a very difficult time for our family. Our 3 kids had to move out and move in with friends at that point in time, and they were with friends for several months. My wife and I went our own ways.
Just a few months after the foreclosure, Kelly's wife took full custody of their kids as his mental health and financial stability continued to spiral.
I was functionally homeless. I slept in my car. I didn't have places to stay. I didn't have income. I went from having a law office to not being able to work. And during this time frame, because of what Bill Joyner did to me, we never got back together as a family.
Never.
No, to this day.
Upon further research, I learned something pretty interesting, which is that the home foreclosure to Capitol rioter pipeline was overflowing. In analyzing the public records of the 125 January 6 Capitol rioters arrested and convicted, 60% of them had recently filed for bankruptcy. Half of them were in severe debt to a creditor, and 20% had recently lost their homes as a result of eviction and foreclosure. Looking back at America Shits Itself, I began to wonder how many of the people I had spoken to during the heat of 2020 had a similar story to Kelly, and had totally normal, stable lives that were derailed by financial hardship, way before politics came into the picture. But before I drew any wild conclusions about, I don't know, two-party electoral politics being a corporate scam engineered by a singular power structure to evenly divide the public and to monetize consumer groups and keep them busy fighting each other while the ruling class tightens their monopoly on wealth, information, and natural resources, I had to ask the question, was Kelly really normal before all this? His Facebook page had a pretty limited selection of media, so there wasn't much to look at. I asked Kelly if he had any footage or recordings of himself and his family in the home before it was stolen. He said yeah, and let me borrow a VHS tape of home movies, filmed back in the good old days before everything came crashing down. These are the Johnson family tapes. I hope you guys enjoy.
Dee. Hi. How are you, baby? There's Kyle.
Kyle's here.
Kyle's here. Hi. You give me a big hug. Kaylee, can Daddy have a kiss? Kiss? No? That's how you need to treat those men. They're tough. Here's Mommy.
Hey, this is Brian. Wish you the best of luck and hope that everything goes absolutely great for you in the future.
A round of applause for Shannon and Kelly. Come on. Here's a little lobster. You ready? All right, who wants a noodle?
Is this on?
Hey. Here, Kyle, you're up. Here's a noodle.
Do the noodle dance. Hey, that was cool.
You got it. Oh, how are you, little girl? Come on, Miss Piggy. Hey, what are you getting? Come get a little snack. Oh, she's racing. Let's go see the doggies. Come on. Let's go inside. Oh, dropping those little bombs. Tail a wagon. Oh, Miss Piggy. Oh, little porkster.
Kelly was not lying about how dope his life was back at the old house. But still, I was fascinated by the sheer number of animals living at the property at one time.
Good girl, Snowy. Oh, honey, look how cute. Rudy the rat. There's his tail. He's a male. He's got a big sack there. See the little frogs there? I know what do we got over there. We got the new tank? That is the Stingray, a new 125-gallon tank here.
Ooh, they're on land now. Yay.
Yeah, there's Rex Rabbit. He just had some surgery, but he's doing pretty good. And there's old Coon Buster, little pygmy goat. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Valentine's weekend, February 16, 97. Heading to the Ritz later. Signing off.
And I rang the doorbell. I don't know that anybody's answering here. This was our home. It looks a lot different because these people have really, I think they really destroyed the outer portion of our property. They put all these plants in here. It looks like they're trying to barricade themselves in there, kind of like a prison, kind of like Bill Joyner's home in Shady Canyon.
For Kelly, the physical home itself was his security, but it also bled into his significance. In the timeline of his life, the home was the ultimate symbol of material achievement. Kelly was born in a mobile home in Iowa to two working-class parents, and after getting straight A's and playing football in high school, he followed his dreams of moving to California, where he graduated from USC and went on to study law at Pepperdine, ultimately establishing himself as a prominent bankruptcy attorney in the upscale Laguna Hills area.
Man, we had a great pool and jacuzzi. We had a koi pond. We had a koi pond that I built with my own hands. Yeah, we actually had about 47 animals. We had dogs, cats, rabbits, and a potbelly pig, Miss Piggy, double-digit rabbits, double-digit cats. My next door neighbor was the vice president and chief general counsel of Taco Bell. As you see, it's an equestrian area. There's 32 miles of horse trails. Nellie Gale Ranch.
Why don't you guys run over there and I'll take your picture? But you don't go into the street, do you?
Right up over here on the left top portion, those first two windows are the bath and the master bedroom.
Whoa! Tackle!
The other window here, kind of in the middle, is Kyle's bedroom.
So where are you going today?
I'm going to school.
Is it your first day?
It's my first day.
Okay, go down, bud. First day of school. Bye, bud. You're going to school and I'm going to work, okay?
And then over on the far right is Sydney's room. And then Kaylee's room was across the hallway from Sydney's in the back of the house, overlooking the pool, jacuzzi, and koi pond. We had a lot of fun here, and it was real family-oriented. For Halloween, that was really, really fun, because what we do, we set up tables right here. We'd all decorate, we'd all bring food, we'd all have our candy, and we'd all line up out here and just with all these neighbors here.
And look, Bud Light, bring it in.
I had everything that I'd accumulated my entire lifetime in this home. And that's everything that I had in the world. So when Bill Joyner took that away from our family, he took me away from our foundation, the foundation of our family being our home. It's kind of like a lot of things that are going on in our world right now. Nobody cares about the truth. That a guy does this to me, a 25, close to 30-year attorney, steals my home and the legal system allows it to do it. And then President Trump wins the election in a landslide, but the media says, no, 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 Joe Biden won. And I see a parallel there. Taking my home by fraud, taking the election by fraud. That's the parallel. You know, same people, different day.
It seemed like through Kelly's story, my initial thesis about political fanaticism being built atop of unprocessed trauma was proving itself in a clear-cut fashion. But then again, even if I was right, who cares? Too often in today's world, reaching conclusions and raising awareness about things that are going on without offering a helping hand is exalted as a noble cause. Sometimes it feels like as a generation, we haven't actually moved on from the Coney 2012 model, which suggests that if a bunch of people know about something and collectively voice their outrage together, that thing will change. But most of the time, it never does.
And so I became struck with a genuine desire to help Kelly move on.
Help him process his resentments, and most importantly, move on from Bill Joyner. But how? He was devastated in a way that at the time, I just couldn't understand.
It hit me hard. It hit me emotionally, it hit me financially, it hit me legally, obviously, and it impacted our family. And I'm trying to move on, but I would like to get justice at some point in time. We need some justice. We need justice for our country, and the Johnson family needs justice. He's a financial predator and a domestic terrorist. Hope you get all the money you need, Bill. Hope you get all the money you need. Go to hell. Go to jail. Whichever comes first.
I figured that the first step in helping Kelly would probably be enlisting the help of his children.
So I asked for their numbers. He said, don't worry about a phone number, just come by on Friday. I'm gonna be taking my oldest son, Kyle, to an event, a Justice for January 6th rally.
USA! USA! USA!
America first!
Rồi, Biden xuống cầu tiêu!
These Vietnamese folks are fired up. They don't want communism. They've already seen communism.
We are here at the FBI office in Orange County, their FBI field office at 4000 West Metropolitan Drive in Orange, California. Kelly's a great guy. I've known Kelly for months. I think he's probably the most committed patriot here in Orange County. He's always going out with his flags and, standing alone against the tide. Kelly's son is awesome. He actually looked exactly like Kelly, just, 30, 40 years younger.
So my name's Kyle Johnson, and then my dad is Kelly. I'm his son. And yeah, we're just out here today. Just out here protesting. It's my first time at one of these Johns, and just happy to be out here. Yeah, thanks for the candle. Sweet.
God bless America. They're trying to take our country. Let's get it back. Let's get it back. People got to wake up.
So yeah, with this, it's a cool way to connect with him. And obviously it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I do see a lot of the points of where he's coming from, and I could understand why he's so passionate about these things. Yeah. So it's cool to be a part of that, just to be supportive of him.
The occupational regime is founded upon a swamp of lies and depravity.
What are some of the other things that you and your dad do together besides this?
Yeah, so we like to go on bike rides. That's one of the funnest things we'll do. Just go hit up either Newport or Huntington Beach and just go, get some sun, that kind of stuff. Just watching sports. But honestly, this is something that he's pretty passionate about, so I've kind of just learned to cater to that, if that makes sense, a little bit.
We're gonna sing the national anthem in conjunction with the J6 prisoners who do this every night from their cells.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? God bless the USA! Fuck let's get it back, folks.
How often do you see your dad?
Kels, I see him. I see him every time I'm in town.
You say Kels?
Kels. I got a lot of nicknames for him. Probably my favorite one's Son.
You call him Son?
Son. Every now and then, yeah.
How come?
You know, I think like one day it was just. I think we were just hanging out one day, and it just, for some reason, just said it, and it kind of just stuck. Yeah. But yeah, no. Sometimes, you know, I just feel like his pops, but he's a good guy.
You feel like his dad?
Yeah.
How come?
You know, I just gotta, like, you know, he'll go off on these little tangents, you know, get pretty passionate about stuff. I'm like, you know, hey, like, it's okay, like, you know, calm down.
Say her name! Say her name!
There he is.
Just hanging out with the forebear, had a couple extra flights, figured I'd stop by. People say, you look like each other, and I say, well, we're related. He thinks he's my dad.
Yeah, this is my son.
Daddy, tackle me.
No, Kayla's gonna come tackle you.
Daddy, tackle me.
Tackle you,
You tackled me.
Got him.
America first! America first! America first!
No, I don't.
America first! America first! America first!
The Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion controversy is the January 6th of hip hop, undoubtedly.
What do you mean by that?
In the sense that, you know, we don't know all the evidence out there about what Tory Lanez did or what Megan Thee Stallion's saying, you know what I mean? It's just a he said, she said, and I think we need to wait for the real evidence to come out.
Musician Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion, sentenced to 10 years in prison.
But my favorite solo rappers from Wu-Tang Clan are Jizza the Genius and Raekwon the Chef, and then I guess for more modern stuff, I do like 21 Savage a lot.
It's a knife.
You know what I mean? I grew up big wigger, I guess you could say, you know what I mean?
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know, I just like all kinds of stuff, really, all kinds of rap, and I just think I like hip hop just because, you know, it's cool, man. It's a lot of charisma, a lot of machismo. I think it's cool.
To a certain extent, there was only so much I could handle of that goddamn rally. I was there to talk to Kyle, and while it was pretty obvious that their traditional father-son dynamic had been warped by the eviction, Kyle didn't seem to care too much about his dad's over-the-top politics. So I became much more curious about Kelly's daughter, Kaylee. Kelly had dropped a couple small hints about her personality, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, she was a liberal.
My daughter at UCLA is kind of left field because that's kind of how she's been indoctrinated in that way. So yeah, we kind of lost her a couple years ago.
What do you think Kaylee would say if she saw both of you guys out here right now?
She'd probably roll her eyes, laugh a little bit, but she probably wouldn't be thrilled.
This is my necklace. It basically means sapphic, WLW, so it means woman loving woman.
Why do you have it?
Oh, because I'm gay. I discovered this in college because apparently not everyone wants to make out with girls at parties. Then I came out April of 2020, so quarantine. And I mean, since then, I've just hated men more and more, so.
I ain't trying to have babies right now, so we fuck with a rebel, but I got a raw bitch.
When I came out to him, I said, I'm bi.
Does this hair make me look gay?
Why, do you want to look gay?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
Half.
Huh?
Bi.
Okay, super.
And then he said, you know what, Kaylee? I'm trisexual. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And he was like, I like brown, black, and Asian. And I was like, well, that doesn't include mom. Anyway, I don't know if you can include that.
I used to say I'm trisexual. I like black, brown, and Asian women.
He was so high that day. Like, I honestly didn't know if he like understood. My dad is high 24/7, and he does stuff. Like, his normal is being high. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen him not high.
Wake up. Exert your head out of your ass and see what the fuck is going on right now. It's very important. And if you don't, we're gonna fucking lose rights. If not, die. You're never gonna have those rights back.
We are white, privileged people. We are not losing any rights now.
The way Kaylee described it, her dad was a somewhat conservative, quirky, mellow, suburban dude. Until the family began having financial troubles.
When we started having financial difficulties and when Bill Joyner entered the picture, my dad became very obsessive.
Bill Joyner stole my home. It's all right here, but nobody cares.
Bill Joyner just became like the antagonist. Like, that was the person who was the end-all be-all, worst person, most terrible person in his life, who was actively trying to destroy him.
Are these people that live here rip other people off and steal other people's money? Is that how they fucking get in here? When's the last time the feds came? Tell me.
At first, I don't think he handled it the best. He was almost in like a little bit of a denial stage at first.
He was really like fighting, like he was, you know, over 40 hours a week, like typing shit, reading shit. He was just trying all of these different things. And like I said, like he wasn't working. Like this was all that his time was devoted to.
This is a flyer that I had prepared entitled Bill Joyner Stole My Home, and it sets forth the 10 or 15 code sections that he violated by doing what he did. I gave a little background on him, where he lives in this area called Shady Canyon, appropriately named Shady Canyon. He hides behind the gates of Shady Canyon. He has a P.O. box for his business. So he's really nowhere where anybody can access him because he's hiding. There's a guy that lives over here that rips people off financially. I didn't know if you knew about him. If not, you should know about him to stay away from him. His name's Bill Joyner. Just don't do business with the guy. He stole my home in Nelligale. Let me give you one of these flyers. You don't know Bill Joyner, do you?
Bill? No, I know Wally Joyner.
Oh, he's okay. Wally's okay. Bill Joyner rips you off financially on real estate deals. You gotta be careful with him. He lives here in Shady Canyon. He screws people. He definitely screwed me. And then he hides. And then he hides behind his attorneys.
Like I said, he spends more time on these things than his family, and that's very difficult. Despite everything I said, I love my dad, and I really want the best for him. I know that he's a good person, but it's been a long time, I think, since I've seen, I think it's been a long time since I've actually seen my dad.
Well, okay, we'll just walk, okay?
Daddy, I can't walk.
Walk with me, I'll hold your hand, okay? Okay.
Now that I'd met both Kyle and Kaylee, I wanted to get them together to brainstorm on ways that we could help their dad let go of his resentments and hopefully become a caring father again. But I wasn't sure how to get the kids together. That was until Kyle told me he was having a Project X-style frat party the next weekend up at Chico State, and that Kaylee would be there. So I hopped on my favorite highway, Interstate 5, and headed north. But along the way, somewhere near Stockton, I realized there was a huge problem in my plan.
Kyle is a freshman, and freshman parties suck ass. So I had to think fast about how to make Kyle's function pop off. In a last-ditch effort to recruit partygoers for Kyle's shindig, I made a pit stop at the local skate park in Chico, where as if sent from the heavens, a prophet emerged.
Hey, bitch, I'm from the gutter. I don't use a rubber when I'm fucking with your mother. I'm a super soaker dunker. You don't want me on your bumper. I'm a cold motherfucker. You won't catch me with no suckers. Watch me do this. I'm off 2/5. Your bitch in the back and she off 2/5.
The man said his name was simply Uncle Pill, a Chico resident and king of the skate park with an extensive social network. Seeing no other option, I told Uncle Pill to invite everyone he knows to Kyle's party and gave him the address. The rest was history.
If you guys got a drink, put that shit in the air. Have a fucking good ass time. Let's get fucked up.
That shit's for fucking Kyle, man.
Kyle's just a great guy, you know, he showed me life like I've never seen it before.
I fuck with my nigga Kyle. I fuck with my nigga Kyle. Know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite thing about Kyle?
My favorite thing about Kyle, he gets bitches. That's why I fuck with Kyle. He gets the bitches.
And he has good ethics.
Kyle, he has OCD, oversized cock Down syndrome.
Now you don't know about the real Chico blood. On my mama's, this ain't shit. We used to have this bitch packed, strippers, getting it, really doing shit, really busting that ass open type of shit. You acting hard, bitch, that'll get you smoked. I'm choking on this fire, bitch, I'm aiming through the scope. Remember smoking Reggie in these streets, I'm still broke, but I'm still doing drills, bitch, I'm good with the, hey, bitch, hey. What you mad for? All up in my phone, like you motherfucking task force. All up in my zone, bitch, you different from my last one. I ain't really tripping, bitch, I'll bless you like a pastor. You nigga really tripping, bitch, I'll turn him into pastor. I ain't never lacking, bitch, these streets is who I blast for. They looking for a plug, I'm the nigga that they asked for. I'm hopping on his plane, I ain't even got a passport, ayy. Bitch, I'm from the gutter.
Everything was going quite well until, for some reason, Kyle's roommate became very offended by Uncle Pill's performance.
Hey, who's up there? His hands aren't up. His hands aren't up.
No, look at this nigga.
His hands aren't up. Tom, hey.
No, dude,
hey.
For the
His hands aren't up.
For the
That's my little nigga, Brad. Watch out. That's my little nigga. No, that's my little nigga, Brad. Where you from?
It seems as if things are going in a negative direction.
Hey, what you want to do? What the fuck is going on? Yo, bro, tripping. He drunk. Check him.
Okay, well, he is drunk, but I don't give a fuck about none of this.
That's no one jumped him. He wanted to get in my face.
Hey, bro, I just broke my hand and I'm about to go to the hospital. Kyle, there was just a fight in your backyard.
No way. Was it sick?
It was sick.
All right, bet.
Yeah, definitely blame Bill Joyner a little bit just for like the predatory style of like loans that he would give out. Like at the end of the day, like targeting people while they're down is just wrong. And I get like I'm all about capitalism, but at the same time though, like yes you are. What up, homie?
Hey,
Jelly.
Both you guys, you went up to hang with each
Yeah,
other and hang with
yeah.
each
So
other in the gang.
we're just chilling in my bedroom right now with Andrew and the gang. Listen, there's gonna be a lot of hoes here tonight. Any advice for me?
Just be careful, double wrap, and maybe wear a body condom.
Dad, should I get some women tonight?
Kaylee, you know what? It's good to be friendly with all people, but you gotta, love the one you're with, huh?
What does that even mean?
See what you can get there, Kaylee, huh?
As we wrapped up, the kids revealed a shocking fact that I couldn't have ever believed in a million years.
Oh my God, the craziest part is he hasn't even ever met the guy.
Yeah, the fucking like Bill Joyner, the fucking guy who ruined his life.
He's never even met him.
Kelly Johnson has never met Bill Joyner.
Bill Joyner!
The boogeyman, the man he claims ruined his life, destroyed his career, and separated his family.
I've never met him, so it was over the phone, yeah. My understanding is he's kind of a smaller guy. He's one of those small guys. I would have to think that he's kind of an elitist, Kabbalist type person, a little puny, wealthy guy who just tries to destroy people. He could just be a person behind the curtain who just maybe doesn't exist, and maybe he's just the guy that they write checks to. I don't know if that's even a real guy.
And so after Kyle's party, I hatched a new idea. Mediation. I figured that if I could sit Kelly down with Bill, maybe they could just have a man-to-man, straightforward dialogue, and that would take the edge off a bit.
What do you think you'd say to him if you saw him in person?
I don't know. I'm not a vulgar person. I'm not a violent person. I would just ask him, why'd you do this, Bill? And was it worth it?
And thankfully, Kyle and Kaylee were on board with the idea.
So like obviously that outcome right now is like final. Like that house has been sold already. Like there's other people living in there. Like that's done, you know? But some type of like, reevaluation of that case and like what happened would like maybe provide some closure for Kelly, if that made sense.
Literally, if Kelly and his arch nemesis were just able to like punch out a conversation, we wouldn't be here.
We gotta find Bill Joyner.
Yeah, I think that's the next step.
If I wanted to pull this off, I had to first reach Bill Joyner. So I began by writing a polite email.
First we have to choose a font. Helvetica Neue regular 11 point.
He's not gonna be able to read that, he's like 65.
What kind of font do you think Bill Joyner would use?
18-point font.
Papyrus bold. Graffiti font. Subway New York font.
I dig your community.
American typewriter is pretty like creepy. Like, hello Bill, we've been watching you while you sleep. Sincerely, Kelly's Army. All right, so New Times New Roman.
Hello, Mr.
Joyner. Several months ago, I met an interesting character by the name of Kelly Johnson.
Since the election, Kelly has been on the front lines of nearly every
Patriot protest, capital P, and
demanding a recount,
and accosting strangers.
You look out for Bill Joyner, stay away from him. Shady Canyon, no trespassing.
With the absurd allegation.
If you see him, keep running. He stole my home down in Nellie Gale Ranch. He's a bad guy.
That you stole his home. Yeah.
Do you guys know who Hunter Biden is? I've heard that Hunter Biden and Bill Joyner are tight. He's tied in with the White House. Oops, careful. If you go this way, look out for Bill Joyner.
I'm sure you're familiar. I hope you'd be willing to talk more with me.
That's good.
Maybe we could even play golf sometime.
Yeah, I like that.
You guys ready? Should I hit it?
Yeah, send it.
Unfortunately, Bill did not respond to our emails. or our phone calls, and didn't acknowledge the edible arrangement that we sent to his residence. So I figured it was time to pay his workplace a visit. Bill's office was a lifeless corporate park, the kind of place I'd never want to be. But surely if I wanted to find this guy, that was the place. So what's on your mind?
My lunch right now, frankly. We get a free lunch on Fridays, which is very exciting for me, I guess. I hate paying for lunch.
Our company is actually holding like an event today where they're going out and they're actually buying us lunch, and as a way to kind of like boost morale and get people back together. So
what's your 40-year plan?
Get rich and retire young.
What do you want to do when you retire?
Golf, drink, and hang out with my friends and family.
What's your favorite way to haze someone into the company?
Rotten eggs in the desk is a good one. Super glue them to their chair. That's one of my favorites. When this guy started, he doesn't know this, but I took all of his tires off his car and rotated them. Wait a second.
Do you know Bill Joyner?
I don't.
Have you ever seen Bill Joyner before?
No.
Since a friendly introduction seemed out of the question, and being that his office was technically in a public building, I figured I'd also take the elevator upstairs to give the door a knock.
I'm actually kind of nervous because if he is here, it's gonna be like super fucking awkward. What the hell am I gonna say? Hey, we're making a documentary film. Yeah. They're probably all working from home, man. So I'm thinking that like literally nobody works here.
As the phone calls and the emails continued, I figured I'd also pay to join the country club where he's listed as a member, in the hopes of maybe running into him at the Chinese Lunar New Year celebration. So we're at the Shady Canyon Lunar New Year banquet. I think a lot of these people probably know Bill, but I don't want to blow my chances, so I'm not going to ask too many people if they know Bill. Do you know a guy named Bill Joyner?
I do not.
Have you seen this guy before?
I don't think so.
As the chances of physically meeting Bill became slimmer and slimmer, I hatched a new theory, which is that maybe Kelly didn't actually need to sit down with him for mediation, and it would be enough to just physically see him in the flesh, even from afar, to realize that Bill is no more than a mortal man, made of meat and bones, much like himself, not a baby-eating Democrat demon from the underworld, as Kelly often paints it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how my dad paints him. Is like this big, scary, like monster, which maybe he is like, you know, metaphorically, but in the end, he is probably just like a 60-year-old conservative white male. I'm literally describing my dad, but...
Seeing no other option, I ordered Kelly and I some ghillie suits online and hatched a plan to get a covert visual ID on Bill from as close to his house as legally possible.
Bill, truth and justice is heading your way. Nothing more, nothing less.
Bill, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Happy Halloween.
Bill Joyner, we're coming out to get you. We're gonna find you. We're gonna find out if you really exist. And if you don't exist, we're gonna verify that too. Oh yeah, look at this. I think it's over here, where those big McMansions are.
It's like the fucking Wild West out here, man.
If this was the Old West, he'd be dead right now because someone would have shot him. In the Old West, they wouldn't have tolerated this. Not that I would do that, and it wouldn't have even had to be me. It would have been someone before me because he did this to other people. He screws people. He definitely screwed me, and then he hides.
I think he's hiding. I think he's hiding right up there.
What would you say to him if you saw him?
Why'd you rip me off?
As we tried different vantage points, we came to the realization that from literally nowhere on the hiking trail was the inside of Bill's house or driveway actually visible. So unfortunately, it was another failed mission.
But, you know, this is just part of the journey.
Oh, it's just the beginning, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're a good ghillie.
You're a good ghillie, man.
Thanks.
After trying and failing 3 different times to find Bill, my team and I pretty much hit a creative standstill with the film and really had no idea how to proceed.
The only option to get in contact with them is to pursue unconventional measures.
We've already done every unconventional measure possible.
We've done most unconventional measures, but like we haven't left him a letter.
Nah, letter's like creepy as fuck. Just call him again.
Yeah, let's do that.
How many more numbers do you have?
quite a few. Hey Bill, this is Evan Gilbert Katz. I'm just calling because I reached out to you over email a couple days ago about a documentary that I'm making. You're very familiar with my subject. I was wondering if you'd be available for comment or interview. Feel free to reach me anytime at this number. Thanks for your time. Hope you have a great day.
You've hit him up on email twice. You've hit him up on LinkedIn. You've also left that message, so there's no way that Bill doesn't know about you and about the documentary. So if he doesn't respond, it means that he doesn't want to get near the story. If the purpose of the movie is to bring Kelly's family back together, it's probably actually worth it to hire an actor to play Bill Joyner, someone who's dealt with deprogramming people from cults, and then we should have them act as Bill in virtual reality, model the VR character off of Bill, tell Kelly that Bill's too scared to meet him in real life because Kelly thinks that Bill's a huge pussy anyway.
My understanding is he's kind of a smaller guy. It's one of those small guys that has a lot of money.
Have the Bill actor be so familiar with the documentary and subject matter that he can't slip up and just say all the right shit.
They want to know everything about us. They want to control us, but they don't want to tell us anything. I think it has something to do with the truth about what really the fuck is going on here. And they're hiding behind the doors. They're hiding behind the damn doors here. Just like Bill Joyner hides behind a P.O. box. Just like he hides behind the gates of Shady Canyon.
I'm sorry, Kelly. It was wrong of me to do that, and I'm so sorry. You deserved better than that, Kelly.
I just think it would be cool.
So the Bill actor is the therapist?
The Bill actor is the therapist connected to a VR system, basically.
You need to reconnect with your family, Kelly. Disconnect from politics and reconnect with your family before it's too late.
The real thesis of this documentary is that men benefit from therapy.
Wait, how do we even, know if Bill Joyner actually stole Kelly's home? Actually stole Kelly's home. Actually stole Kelly's home. Actually stole Kelly's home. As we deliberated on ways to conclude the film, I reached a sobering realization, which is that I hadn't really been questioning Kelly's narrative. Not just about the home, but about himself. He painted this image of himself as a squeaky clean, Midwestern family man who, by no fault of his own, fell into the jaws of a heartless scammer who took everything from him for no reason.
Because of Bill Joyner stealing our home, I was away from my son for his senior year of high school, which can't be replaced.
But while investigating Bill, I failed to also investigate Kelly. I mean, who was Kelly, really? I went back and rewatched all of our interview footage, which totaled over 100 hours, to see if maybe I'd missed something along the way, or if there was any loopholes in his story. And I found one, specifically surrounding his disbarment as a lawyer. Here's what Kelly said about it.
Because of what Bill Joyner did to me, I ended up getting suspended by the state bar.
Why?
Just for a couple small little issues with clients. Nothing, just a little slap on the wrist stuff. No big deal.
Then I looked back at the interview with Kaylee, who said he was disbarred far before the foreclosure.
I think I was about 13 when my dad was disbarred and couldn't practice law anymore. Then we were evicted 2 years later.
To me, the chicken coming before the egg here was a huge loophole in Kelly's story. So I decided to sit down with attorney Ben Marsh, who agreed to open Kelly's legal file and explain to me exactly why he was disbarred.
My name is Ben Marsh. I'm an attorney here in Los Angeles, California. I jumped on Google first and foremost just to try to find a case number and ultimately came across Kelly Johnson's Orange County Superior Court action that he had filed against William G. Joyner.
Kelly had 21 counts of misconduct.
Yes. 3 counts of entering into improper transactions with clients, 2 counts of advising violation of the law, 2 counts of failing to report sanctions of $1,000 or more, 2 counts of failing to employ only means consistent with 2 counts of failing to obey court orders, 1 count of failing to cooperate in a state bar disciplinary investigation, 1 count of improperly accepting compensation from one other than the client, 1 count of failing to return client's file.
So did Bill Joyner steal his home?
Not from what I saw in any of the pleadings. I mean, it looks like he's cherry-picking the facts to support his narrative. That loan was secured by a deed of trust, so if a borrower is incapable or fails to repay the loan, the lender has a security interest, a way of getting repaid. Mr. Johnson failed to repay that loan, and that sort of set into motion the chain of events that caused him to lose his home. He filed quite a few other lawsuits and ultimately was deemed to be what's called a vexatious litigant. A vexatious litigant is someone that files lawsuits without having good cause to do so and doing it over and over Ultimately, the court wants to prevent someone from being able to do that.
Upon further research, I learned that after being banned from California courts, Kelly shifted fronts to Nevada and attempted to shake down NFL player Ezekiel Elliott for $500,000, 6 signed Dallas Cowboys jerseys, and a meet and greet with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, after Ezekiel knocked down Kyle while he was working security at a festival in Vegas.
Ezekiel Elliott's legal team believes he's being extorted. Right now, a security guard is pressing charges against the Cowboys running back.
If I had been there, Zeke would have been the next guy on the ground.
He wanted $500,000 to be quiet. Other requests were $25,000 cash, tickets to Cowboys games, press conference with Zeke Elliott.
I also learned that Bill Joyner offered Kelly $75,000 after the foreclosure for him to stop putting up flyers, which he flat out refused. To me, though, it makes sense. It doesn't fit his narrative. So I decided to sit down with the one person I hadn't spoken to yet, his ex-wife, Shannon, who agreed to give me a candid interview about Kelly's financial decision-making during those so-called perfect years.
Kelly's always had a money issue. I mean, we never had enough. We like to spend money, and like I said, he was never good about saving, looking to the future, kids. It was just, I'll deal with it when I need to deal with it. I'm successful, I'm good, I can do it. Driving a $1,000 a month Beamer. We had rabbits, pot-bellied pigs, several dogs, several cats. I won't get into the numbers because they're not relevant, but
47 animals.
Kelly's always had a big ego.
Double-digit rabbits, double-digit cats.
I got to drive the car, I got to be in the right address.
My next-door neighbor was the vice president and chief general counsel of Taco Bell.
Not a good feeling for financial security and saving and planning, especially having a law firm that Kelly had that cost as much as our mortgage did. So that was hard to swallow. But I tried to talk to Kelly throughout the years about maybe downsizing, leaving Newport and coming to Laguna Hills. Rents were half the cost. Ego, like I said, it was a big ego problem. He had the staff to pay for. He had a lot to pay for.
So what can you tell us about Bill Joyner and his loan company?
Oh gosh, I don't believe they were corrupt in any way. Kelly fell behind on his payments, pure and simple, and this thing happened. But Bill Joyner, I think he was just doing what he was able to do legally. That's all I can say about him.
After this conversation, my mission began to shift fronts again. I wanted to figure out how to help Kelly take accountability for his own financial recklessness, which plunged him into debt, gave him an abysmal credit score, and put him in the position to take Bill's loan in the first place. This wouldn't mean blaming himself entirely, but I believe that Kelly leaning into his own role in the situation, as opposed to Bill's, would cause a mentality shift and allow Kelly to properly grieve without spiraling into fantasies about payback and revenge. But knowing how deep in his own narrative Kelly was, I figured that any kind of confrontation would probably backfire. So I decided to just hold my breath and wait, in the hopes that one day Kelly would have some kind of breakthrough. And sure enough, he hit me up about a year later and said he wanted to meet up urgently to share some newfound revelations.
It's just, I've come to the realization on some things. Time is, pretty good in terms of healing. And I don't have any animosity towards him. He did what he did. I think he will pay whatever price he needs to pay in this world or hereinafter. I can't focus my whole life on trying to regain what I had or try to recoup from him or take it out of his flesh. That revenge period, it certainly happens, but you can't let it be your whole life. There's a lot of evil out there and we don't see it coming a lot of times, but it's there and it can come up and hit you upside the head or take away everything you had. And
I was going to ask you, looking back at your life before the eviction, do you think there was any behavior patterns that put you at risk?
Well, that's a good question, and I probably could have done things differently so that the Bill Joyner situation didn't put me in such a bad spot. I could have sold the home, but I was so dedicated to trying to preserve what I had, kind of like you and your business, that you don't want to have to give it up. So human nature, maybe we were a little selfish, and I've tried to, work on things and, and try to walk a better path. So there's things that I've done and that you've done and that we can do, going forward. But our family has not been together as a family unit, and that's the one thing that I really regret that we haven't been able to maintain. But I love our kids, and Kaylee just graduated UCLA. Kyle's up in his last year at Chico State, and my youngest daughter's a senior at Laguna Hills, and I love them dearly. And it just that's the toughest part is keeping me away from our children during that point in time in their lives.
Coincidentally, Kaylee hit me up shortly after and took a much different tone. Despite bestowing me with these newfound realizations, Kelly was apparently drifting further and further away from his family and told them that he was planning to move to Arizona to be closer to the Patriot scene, which they saw as the final step in his total estrangement. So they wanted to give him an intervention and present Kelly with an ultimatum: commit to staying in California and seek mental health treatment, or they'd cut him off entirely. Kyle and Kaylee also wanted to get their youngest daughter, Sydney, involved, who had only met very briefly in passing, but now felt compelled to share her perspective in the documentary.
How's everybody feeling?
Optimistic, I'd say.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about like what we're about to do. So our whole goal today is to like, just say that we love them and stuff and like, explain like what's been going on. But
what made you guys feel like now is the time for an intervention?
Seeing that like, we're approaching another election year that's probably gonna be one of the most tense election years in history. Just getting Kelly on the right path before something like that starts seems like the right idea.
And I'm really glad that I reached out to you and that we're here today, because this is like the best possible scenario that I think we could ever be in.
For sure. Thankfully, I was able to enlist the help of a professional interventionist named Heather Hayes, who agreed to take the case on pro bono.
Hey, thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Absolutely. So I'm Heather Hayes. I'm a family consultant. I work out of Atlanta, but I work nationally and internationally all over, helping families come together and put together plans for healing.
How many times do you think you've done this before?
Oh, I've done probably 3,000.
Needless to say, I felt like we were in good hands.
For today, I think what's most important is that the family be able to talk about their feelings, where they're at, and what their wishes and desires are for hope and healing. So anyway, I'm really honored to be here. And my goal for today is that we just have a loving, respectful talk. I'm gonna give some ground rules. We are not talking about politics, but what we are gonna talk about is we're gonna talk about relationships and how you all can feel more connected. What's important is that even though we're all different, which makes us unique and individual, is that we learn how to connect in ways, feel closer to each other. They love you. There is so much love for you in this room. They miss you. And they need both of you. They need their parents. It's different connecting with our kids, when they're teens. Then they become adults, and there's this shift that happens where now we have an adult child, to parent relationship. And it can be really actually just incredible as it is seeing them from tiny grow up and go through all those stages. Having adult children can really be magnificent too, as they go through all their milestones and they graduate, start careers, start families, whatever it is they want to do. And they need both of you. They need their parents. What I also want is for everyone to be honest and open and loving. So I always ask people, think about, here's your opportunity. What do you want to say? What's going well? What are your concerns? What's your ask from this meeting? So I always have people take a little time and write it down. So what I'd like to do just to kind of get started is go around and let everybody kind of read from their heart, talk to you from their heart about where they're at, what their goals are for today. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
So, dear Dad, back then, you were my daddy who would do anything to protect his little girl. Sorry.
It's okay.
After getting evicted, I didn't feel like we just lost the house. I felt like I lost my daddy too. Bad things happen in life that are out of your control. It's inevitable. What matters is how you respond to these things. And when our family broke apart, you left it to Mom to get us back together. I don't exactly blame you for that, but I blame you for your lack of involvement and responsibility. Having an absent father for the last 7 years has affected me in so many ways. I've gone through so much that you don't even know about. I've been battling with an eating disorder for the last 3 years. And when I was at my lowest, I truly couldn't see a way out. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. If I can get help and try to change, you can too. I'd like to think that I have a good understanding of why you are the way you are, and I'm not here to judge you for it. None of us are. I just want you to confront the things that are holding you back from living life to the fullest. I'm writing this letter to remind you of how much I love you and that you'll always be my dad no matter what. I'm also writing it to make you aware of how your actions have affected me as a person. Most importantly though, everything we want today is just an investment in your future, our future as a family. That's all.
Thank you, Sid.
Love you, son.
Dad, Pops, I have so many great memories of us. You have taught me how to do things, always do the right thing, even if it's not easy. I am proud to be your one and only son. However, at the cost of not having you present, all I could ever want from you is something money could never buy. I want you to be my dad again. I want us to rebuild what we have and take a step in the right direction. All of this is still possible, and it's not too late to start or do the right thing. I love you, Dad, and will always. However, we need to come together and make the right choices to get you to a healthy place where the dynamic of our family can be restored. That'll be a hard road ahead of us. However, I firmly believe with the utmost confidence we can accomplish this task and have you be a great father again. I love you, Dad, and I want nothing more than you being here for me and the family again. I love you.
Dad, I don't know who my father is anymore. I'm scared of the man I see. I know you love me, but I don't feel loved by you. You love talking about the idea of me, your UCLA graduate daughter that you're so proud of, but I don't actually feel that love. I feel like a prop more. Bonus points for that one time you told me I was going to hell for being gay, and the same phone call that you called and asked me for money. That happened. 5 kids, Dad. Not that that happened anytime soon. You wouldn't be fit to see them. It is so difficult to be mourning you while you're still alive. We haven't been a family, and it's not because we don't have a house, but because me, Kyle, and Cindy don't have a father. But most importantly, I don't know how many times I need to say this, I want you to come back to your family. I need my dad's love and support. If you can't do this for your family and everyone who loves you in the world, then I will be the saddest girl in the world.
Andrew,
Next up.
you're next up.
Dear Kelly, when I first met you 2.5 years ago on April 11th, 2021, you were carrying 4 flags at one time, surrounded by a swarm of Antifa super soldiers with blood leaking from your head. I always figured you wondered why I followed up after that first meeting. And it was because of your lethal fixation on Bill Joyner.
Bill Joyner! Bill Joyner. Bill Joyner. Look out for Bill Joyner.
So I figured that through investigating with what happened with Bill Joyner, I could get to the bottom of what happened to you psychologically, and hopefully reveal some universal truths about the pipeline between deep personal loss and radical politics. And through learning about your storied past, I was able to sort of understand the extreme pain that you went through after the eviction. I mean, as a father, you have a fundamental obligation to take care of your family. That's like the core, almost primitive responsibility. And I can only imagine the pain and anguish that resulted from after that situation. Being suddenly unable to provide for your family and exiled from your core social group is enough to drive anybody insane.
And when I was going through a really hard time in my personal life, you were, one of the first people to reach out to me.
Here's what you said.
Andrew, this is Kelly. Hey, how you doing? Just wanted to touch base, so hope you're doing well. Hang in there.
It's never over till it's over, and you are not done yet.
So keep your chin up, and you're going to make it.
And as I've said for a long time, I will always be there for you, Andrew.
And once again, it's not what happens, because something happens to everybody. You get knocked down at some point in time, but people remember how you respond to adversity. You give up and you go away, then you weren't anything. If you are something, then you continue to stand up and you move on and you stay strong. And I see that as being you.
Remember, Clippers owner Donald Sterling took a big hit and had to sell the team, and he was 85. You're 26, and America loves to give people second chances. So if not too horrendous, you'll almost always be given a second chance. P.S. I'm not preaching, and I'm a flawed human being, but I'm trying hard.
Love you, man. Hang in there, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. We're going to make it. Adio.
And in the same way that you encouraged me to step up to the plate when I was at my lowest, I want to encourage you to do the same and really step up, because your kids love you, and they're pretty young. And I remember when you first saw me, you said to me, Bill Joyner destroyed my family.
He destroyed my family, destroyed my 25-year business.
He didn't. Everybody's still here. God always gives people second chances. And I think this is yours. Appreciate that. Yeah, man.
Thank you, Andrew.
I went through a lot. We all went through a lot. I've seen what's impacted me. I've been through a lot of pain, suffering. Yes. And so I've been trying to get myself in a position so that I can go forward. And at the same time, there's been things going on throughout our country that have, obviously inundated a lot of us. And my thought is, unless I can do things to help that situation after our house was taken, didn't want our country taken. If our country is taken, it's all over for everybody. And that's been my focus, because if we don't have a country to live in, then it's over. Our freedoms, our rights, and everything that we, have believed in since the formation of our country is gone. And, I'm a proud person, and, I haven't had any type of counseling or advice or assistance or anything. I'm just, I'm sorry for causing the pain that I have. I had, I've been walking in my shoes, and it's been a tough road. And I'm sorry I haven't been there for you as much as I could have been. It's been so difficult for me, and I just need to be more understanding of the impact on you also, and I haven't been, and I apologize for that.
So there's a program in Pennsylvania. It's a program that does a lot of work with families, but it does a lot of work with individuals. A big part of what they'll ask you to do and take a look at is to stop smoking weed for a little while, and then also take a look at what is it underneath there that the weed's covering up. And so this is an opportunity that would help you get, started in that. Nothing's a quick fix, but there's certainly jump starts that can be really helpful.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely be, interested and receptive to that.
That makes me really happy, Dad.
Ex-wife. The hip.
Oh my God.
Well, we don't have a lot of time, but Jelly, I'm really proud of you for taking this step. We just want you to build a solid foundation, man, and get the help you need.
To.
I love you so much.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, I've been here
was Saddam here?
Yeah,
Saddam was here, yeah.
Okay. Bye, you guys. Love you. I'll keep you posted. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Kyle. Love you, buddy.
Love you too. I'm proud of you.
You too.
See you, man.
Love you, babe.
Love you.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
Sounds good.
I'm so
All right, do Sid. Love you, babe. Get well.
So
Bye,
proud.
soon.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, babe.
Okay.
Take care. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye-bye. God bless America. Take care. Bye, you guys. Love you.
And just like that, we were off, headed straight to LAX.
They need Dad to be there, to support and be a bigger part of their life, and I'm prepared to, take steps to do that. I look to learn about myself, learn about our situation, learn about putting ourselves in a better situation, and what I can do to help, help do that. Take care, Andrew, man. Thank you. I love you, man. Appreciate it. No problem.
Good luck out there,
Stay on
man.
track. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Out to Philly, LAX. God bless America. Kelly J. Patriot.
I didn't study. I'm just kidding.
Kyle never studies.
You guys talked to him a lot when he was in there, right?
Yeah.
How would you describe your correspondence with him?
I would say I had one of the strongest relationships with my father that I ever had. We talked every day. He'd call me. I'd hear daily updates. He's taking his vitamins. They had unlimited chocolate milk. He was a happy guy. Come on. He met some rainbow people, he told me. So, it was good for our relationship. I do think it was. But when he was there, it really seemed like he was progressing. He was having a lot of realizations and such about so many different things. The first time, maybe a week or so in, he admitted to me that he had an addiction.
And I'm out of whack. Addiction is a disease. Addiction's a disease, and I had a disease. So I'm trying to, get my disease treated.
Just crazy, right? Have you ever heard him say that before in his life?
Also, I talked to Kelly a couple times during treatment, and it really seemed like he was changing for the better.
I saw a psychologist 2 days ago, and, what I learned there was that I dealt with about 4 major life events within about 3 or 4 years, which, fucked up my head, and I didn't even realize I had nobody to talk to, never talked to anybody, never got any treatment or anything, so.
What do you think those 4 major life events were?
My mom passing away, losing my home, losing my business, losing my family.
When it came to genuine spiritual breakthroughs, Kelly took things to a whole new level that I couldn't believe.
I need to go back and I need to forgive Bill Joyner. Apologize to him for not taking care of my financial obligations that put me in that position for him to do that to me and my family, kind of thing. I created it. I can't put my fingers at everybody else forever.
He said, I need to apologize to Bill Joyner.
Oh, yeah.
He was saying stuff that I was like, what the fuck is happening?
But then it kind of morphed into, oh, I have an addiction, and so all of my actions are not my fault. That's kind of what it turned into. And then it turned into, I can only be saved by God and everything I've done. It was the addiction, not me. It was the weed. I didn't make those decisions. A lot of people go to rehab and usually try to find that higher power within themselves. And I think that would have been a lot more useful if my dad more found it within himself and took, accountability for all of his actions instead of blaming it on all external factors.
Accountability is the biggest thing, to wipe the slate clean and move forward. There's been no ability to move forward. He still is not at terms with himself to accept what's happened.
But there was a lot of optimism also when he came back. But then it kind of started going away when we were pushing, oh, Dad, get out of your shitty living situation where you're just stuck.
The dowel on my closet collapsed about 2 weeks ago.
And let us put you in a halfway house. Dad, why don't you get a job? Turns into, why don't you want me to be happy? You just want me to rot at a desk all day. You must fucking hate me.
Do you want me to go sit by the desk somewhere?
That's not what I'm saying.
And waste my fucking time?
That's not wasting your time. You do this every time.
I partied a lot. I've stopped doing that to be a better.
It's not just a party anymore.
It's the weed,
it's not what you're doing. It's how much time you put in that and how much time you put into this. That's the problem.
What do you want to say? I'm sorry. I fucking said it. Do you want to fucking have me fall a fucking sword?
No, I don't.
If I bought a fucking sword, are you happy?
No! It's his pride, truly. He's really honest about it. He's like, I will never work a desk job, and we're not even saying that he should do that.
We also offered to put him up in a sober living facility on the company dime, which he flat out refused. Still, employment and housing aside, we hoped that Kelly would step up and become a more active father as he once was, which he had a perfect chance to do about 4 months after he got out. Unfortunately, another crisis struck the family. Sydney, his youngest daughter's eating disorder worsened, causing her to be hospitalized in an inpatient facility.
I spearheaded, I called the treatment places, got my sister into treatment, got the insurance going, and eventually my mom started doing more things for that, but I spearheaded that.
Kaylee put that shit on her back.
Yeah, I did.
And I'm going to try to be there as much as I can for my youngest daughter, who's going to be a senior next year.
Sydney had something for treatment that parents should go to, and my dad said he couldn't go. And I was like, why not? Oh, I'm going to a Charlie Kirk event. Who the fuck is that?
Kamala Harris is a warmonger who wants to send hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine while our own border remains wide open, and 320,000 kids are missing in sex trafficking because of your preferred candidate, Kamala Harris.
I look them up. Turning Point America, far right, think tank discussion at UCLA's campus. So I invited myself, I went to Charlie Kirk. And let's just say I was not the
typical crowd member.
It's good to be having these conversations.
Okay, no, good.
My dad is a far-right QAnon conspiracy theorist, but here I fucking am, so, yeah.
Maybe you can learn something from him, so.
Yeah. And then I just started getting real. I was like, you know what?
My dad doesn't work, he spends all of his time on QAnon and everything, doesn't support his family, hasn't had a job since he was disbarred as a lawyer, so it's pretty ironic being with him and listening to you, to be honest. But yeah, I love you, Dad. That's why we had an intervention, but it's really tough, and I know these are some of the biggest things in my life, but I
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And that was that. I went back to my seat. My dad completely ignored me. I was just speaking about my true lived experience and how it has been. So, yeah.
Shortly after this confrontation, I wanted to meet with Kelly one last time to give him a final word in this documentary. And predictably, he was in the one place that his family was begging him not to go, Arizona, at a different Charlie Kirk event, apparently working for a patriot news company called Liberty Report as the star of a show.
Turning Point USA, the last time we saw them was out at UCLA with my daughter Kaylee. Her whole rainbow coalition of beliefs is really contrary to where I'm at. And I expressly told her, if you get married sometime and it's to a girl, I'm not going to be there for the wedding because as a Christian, I can't support that. I'm not going to support that.
And it's because we all want to save America.
Right.
We all love this country, and we are going to save it.
Hey, how you doing, man? I didn't know you were here. How you doing?
Kelly's the man. He does great work. He's a patriot, and he loves America.
Charlie.
Give me 1 second.
No problem, no problem. Do it. Go ahead. Sorry about that. Sorry, UCLA recently. My daughter was the one that said I'm a liberal. My dad's QAnon.
I thought I handled that gently.
You did well. You did well.
Maybe
you learned something.
me.
You did, and then you said about family and listen to your parents. And God bless you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks,
Hey,
Charlie.
Keep praying for her.
Oh, I know.
And when she comes back, prodigal son.
Absolutely.
None of it happened before. Remember
Absolutely. Thank you, Charlie. Good seeing you again. Thank you. He's a good man. So he remembered. He remembered specifically my daughter saying she's liberal and what he said to her in terms of maybe you learn something. So he's a good man. And he's tall. He's tall.
All said and done, Kelly really didn't change that much, at least in the way that his family wanted him to. But it wasn't all for nothing.
On the bright side, do you still care about Bill Joyner?
No.
Which is good for Bill, I guess. But going back to my original thesis about the collapse of core needs causing radicalization, I do still believe that. And I do still believe that it was that collapse that were the primary drivers in Kelly's downfall. But after an intervention and a free 30-day treatment, he had every chance in the world to turn the page and become a new person.
Look for the truth and keep the faith, bro.
And he actively made the choice not to. But I'd be remiss to say at this particular semi-conclusive juncture that I'm a bit disappointed in how things panned out after the intervention. I wish that Kelly knew how much we cared about him and took things more seriously. I wish the recovery center that he went to didn't emphasize cannabis addiction so heavily. I wish that Bill Joyner would have responded to my emails. I wish I was filming Uncle Pill on widescreen instead of vertical when I met him at the skate park, but that's the nature of life. But I guess, on the bright side, Kelly is only 62 years old and will probably live for decades longer, I hope. A lot can change between now and then. I mean, a lot's changed in the past 4 years, so I'd like to think that maybe we planted the seeds for a future psychic shift in Kelly. But I'm not sure. I'll wrap this documentary up with the same thoughts and uncertainty that I had after I left the tunnels in Las Vegas, or the streets of SF, where I attempted, despite my best efforts, to help people suffering from addiction and homelessness, only to be met with disappointing results, which is that people can change if they want to. And no amount of external pressure can actually make somebody turn the page until they're ready and want to do it.
Hey, look, let me give y'all some real motherfucking game. Rome wasn't built in a day. Change is hard, and change hurts. For real, for real. If Kelly wanted to change, he would change. It just is what it is. Like, it's gotta be in them, not on them. And Kaylee, like, Kyle and Kaylee, he fucks with y'all. Like, I don't even know where my dad is, to be honest, you feel me? So like, you gotta, you just gotta let motherfuckers be motherfuckers. And Kelly, J Patriot, he's gonna mellow out soon. Trump's in office now, bud. We're gonna see where this goes. And then, we got 4 years of this, and if nothing changes in 4 years, man, Kelly, you did it all for nothing, bud. You think what I'm saying? Like, that kind of sucks, but hey, nobody knows about the real Chico, bro. You had to have been there. You had to have gone through it. You know what I mean? Like, you could read a book and shit. Like, you could read a book about Vietnam, but you don't know about Vietnam until you're on the motherfucking shores, until you can see Vietnam. You don't know about the real fucking Chico, man. And it ain't coming back ever again. But hey, fuck Bill Joyner.